Welcome, Ghosts, back to Bullet Catcher Gaming. We have a new survey. Now, we've done many surveys before. Hopefully, many of you would have seen them, maybe filled them out. But this one is going to be a little bit different. This one we feel is more important than any of the others that we've ever done. The survey has been put together along with obviously Bullet Catcher Gaming and of course the legendary Sandylands, and also in collaboration with A Squad Gaming. Now, the reason why this survey is so important is because obviously we've all heard the leaks from, I think it was early last year, that there's a new game in the works. We don't know anything about it, of course, but it gives us an opportunity to ask the important questions. Previous surveys have kind of gone into more detail. Yes, they've covered plenty of important things, but there's more detail in there about the specifics in camos and weapons and things like that, which obviously are really important. But this is the core kind of meat on the bone regards to kind of important questions. This is the meaty stuff. This is effectively your answers on this would give us a clear indication of exactly the type of game that you expect in the next Ghost Recon title. Now, if we could get, say, 10,000 people to fill this out, and we would obviously publish these results for everyone to see, hopefully Ubisoft would take note and they would see this and they would think to themselves, okay, that's interesting. This is what the community, if we have a specific question that is really important to people and maybe they're not looking into that for the game, perhaps that could make them change their mind. If the leaks only dropped last year, the game could be, well, we don't know when it could be, but the fact that we haven't heard anything official, you're presuming it's still a fair way off. Now, we're going to do it slightly differently than before. Most of the time it was yes and no. Do you want this, or pick this, pick that? This one's a bit different. This is going to be a specific question. So all the questions are in the background behind it. Well, by the way, it will only take you about 3 to 4 minutes to complete the whole thing. We didn't want people having to spend ages and ages and ages on it. So specific questions will be asked. So, for example, it could be, how important to you is the Ghost Recon lore being included in the next game? Or how important is it that the game is playable offline? These are questions that are in there. Now, instead of just putting, yes, it's important, no, it's not important, we've got a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being not important at all, 10 being massively important to you. And obviously, anywhere in between, it gives us a much better gauge when we put the results together to where people are. So if we get a lot of questions answered and there's a lot of 5s, we know that it's something that, people are, they wouldn't mind seeing it. They're not that bothered either, perhaps, if it's happened to not be in there. Whereas, obviously, if everything is 8, 9s, 10s, we know that it's hugely important that this feature be in there. Now, as I said, all of the questions should be showing in the background, and it definitely will only take you the absolute maximum, even if you take your time of about 5 minutes. So please, please, please share this with any Ghost Recon fan of the franchise that you know. Put it in Discords, on Reddit, anywhere you can. Hopefully some other channels will cover this too, and we can get to more people. That's always the issue with these surveys. We're not the biggest channel in the world. Would never claim to be, because obviously we're not. So the more people that can spread this out, the more people that can see it, the more people that fill it out, and the more hopefully that Ubisoft would take note of it. Now, I know that there might be some people that say, look, you've done them before. How do we know that they make any difference? What's the point? And I do understand that. Of course I do. It's not an official survey. We know that. But at the same point, I will always argue that if we don't do it and then we get a game delivered to us that we go, well, that's not there, and this was hugely important, they'll say, oh, can we expect them to go on and look at every post and everything? No, not particularly, though they should obviously be paying attention to the community. That's hugely important. But doing a survey like this is what helps, I think, that they can see, lots of people in one specific place have filled out this survey. It was spread all over the Ghost Recon community, and these are the answers. We maybe hopefully need to concentrate on this, this, and this. That's what we want. And if we don't do it, we'll never know. If we do it and it's ignored, then obviously you can make of what you will of that. Maybe it proves that they're not listening. And then you can make a judgment whether you want to purchase the game or not when it comes out. That's entirely up to you. But please, everyone, I'd never try and plead with anyone to do anything for us, but really, really, really please would love you to share this as much as humanly possible. You don't have to share the video. I'm not saying, this is not for views and things like that. Hopefully people know that's not what we're about. It's just the survey itself. It's in the link in the description below. You can just grab that link and you can email it to people, send it to people, whatever. That's all they need, the link to the survey. And we will share all of the results, probably on a live stream. We'll give out further information on that as it gets nearer the time, but we want to let this run for at least a month. And obviously, if we start getting higher numbers and people are still doing it, we might leave it a bit longer. As soon as it starts to kind of die out a little bit, we'll hit the results. But thank you in advance for taking the time to watch this and to fill out the survey and to pass it on. I appreciate it so much. Thank you to everyone who's been involved in this survey. We really do appreciate you doing it. So thanks again. Take care. Hope you enjoy doing it. And we'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.